and I'm so happy once again to be playing this game with all of you. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Woo! Nice.
Maddie, what are you doing?
Sitting on the grass with bugs and playing D&D. It's a little windy here. A little bit.
Yeah, for those of you
Kind of
who are hearing this potentially in podcast form, go buff yourself podcast. Maddie is currently sitting outside next to what looks like a trailer in the beautiful Canadian outdoors, because that is what fucking nerds do to play D&D. And for that reason,
And when they're
start with an
ferocious.
extra Benny today. So, with no further announcements, hellos, all of that, I think we should play some Savage Worlds, don't you, friends?
Yeah.
Last, we were in the city of the Crimson Tower. Our 5 had just recently finished cutting their way through, though not without difficulty, a group of ghouls, undead things that emerged from the ground in the basement of this house. They then found a statue of a intense-looking woman with raven hair and a carved wolf to her side. It didn't take the group long to discover a hidden door in this room. And upon climbing up a very long ladder, found themselves in a richly appointed study, a cigar parlor. Here they found a little bit of ammunition, a firearm, and some wine, a few other items. But while in here, Karina, quickly followed by Gloria and 9, ran back to the entrance of the house, specifically for the fog. And with a rope tied around Karina's waist, she stepped into the fog. And 10 seconds later was gone, the rope attached to nothing. And while Karina was gone, she experienced a vision, a memory of a losing battle against a formidable army and a monstrous dragon. Specifically, one individual, Jace. And as she emerged from the fog, these memories still followed her. Meanwhile, Gloria attempted to remove the magical fog, to dispel it. And as a reward for her efforts, was contacted by someone. Bad girl. With Gloria a little bit out of sorts after this contact, and Karina still living that memory a little bit, haunted by it. The group of 5 retreated back into the cigar parlor and barricaded the door. And so it was here, inside this cigar room, with these 3 large stuffed wolves, heavy leather chairs, table, bookshelves, that we now find you all.
All right, Angel. You just sit here and just rest up and everything, okay?
Gloria nods at you. Yeah, I think I should probably sit down for a little bit. And just plops down into one of the heavy leather chairs, her hand going to her temple, as if with a migraine. What about the rest of you? Where do you go in this room? What do you do? You all came in here with Hawthorne dragging one of the heavy leather chairs in front of the door with the intent of resting up and trying to figure out what to do next. And so where in the room do we find everyone as you all retreat in here? 9, you helped I was about to combine Gloria and Hawthorne. Glawthorne. You helped Gloria to the seat, but after that, what are you all doing in here?
Brock is going to shove through everyone and shuffle over to the nearest corner of the room and place his clammy hands against the wall and his forehead between them, taking a big, deep breath, trying to ground himself as he turns around and puts both arms on either adjoining wall and slides down with his knees up against his chest, and he just wide eyes. I have for the first. I won't. I'll watch the door.
I don't know if you're in the proper state to be the one to watch the
I'll
situation.
watch the door.
We may need somebody else to be with him.
Well, I would like that very much. I don't want to be the only one guarding the door.
You know what, Ace? I'll watch with you.
Oh, that's nice.
I think Karina is going to take her coat off, and almost in a Macbeth style, she's going to try to like wipe whatever blood is still on her hands and her face off as quickly as she can with the coat before like tossing it aside. And then she's just going to grab a bottle of wine and sit down next to Gloria on the couch. Just like not like right next to her, but on the other side of the couch.
Okay, so I'm guessing we're kind of hunkering down here. Do we want to talk about a plan now or let people get some rest? Because we got to hash this out, and I'm just saying, we were downstairs. I don't think we're prepared for this. We might have to go through the house and take a look at stuff. There's got to be something else out here to help us with this situation. I mean, if this was like an escape room or something, I'm just saying.
Fuck's an escape room.
I don't know, dude. I'm pulling things from nowhere. Just go with it, okay? I don't know who I am. Do you know who you are?
Fucking 9. That's who the fuck I am.
I'm proud of you for knowing that much.
Thanks.
I know who I am. And who I was. And she's just gonna take a ridiculously deep drink from that wine bottle.
And I know one thing for certain. If I go down there with you guys, I will pass out. Yep. So regardless of who I was or who I am now, that is a reality. Also, I think I'm Brock. I think that's who I actually am, really. I don't know if I like me yet.
Well, I like you.
I think you're pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. And he just starts sweating. Thank you.
I don't think that has an off switch at all. I think it's just kind of just you pop the tap and it just kind of goes.
Well, let's let him calm down for a second. He's got to breathe for a second.
It's a glandular thing.
Hey, Karina, you good? Over there.
What's the definition of good?
Okay, that's a fair question. Do you have all your parts, your extremities, anything missing? Besides memory, I guess? That's what we got collectively going on here?
Because as just a reminder, Karina does still have some blood on her face, or at least did upon walking in here. Blood on her face, bits of her clothing singed. And even though Brock attempted to heal her, there were no wounds to be healed.
Hawthorne's going to walk up to her and notice that she's shaking intensely while she's holding this bottle and everything. He's going to put his hands on her shoulders and look at her and say, "Do you need to talk about it?"
I don't know. I don't. Just give me a second. And she's going to very haphazardly place the wine bottle on the table next to her before she digs in her pouch. And she's going to pull out just this small little leather book. And she's going to flip through it and turn it to a page that has a young looking man with hair that curls around his ears. It's all drawn in black ink, but there's a red smear across this man's face. I saw him. I don't know if this is a game that we're all stuck in here from different walks of life, but or a punishment. I don't know anymore. Maybe this is a hallucination. Maybe this is earned. Maybe this is deserved. I killed him. Dead to me. And she's just gonna, not look up at you. And she's just gonna be looking at the picture of this man.
Hawthorne's going to step back to give her a moment because he can tell she just needs a second.
I think we should, I think we should take some time to get our bearings and rest a little bit. We have been through a lot. I mean, we got into a fight down there, a few scraps. Obviously, a few of our other party members need a little bit of, mental time, get your brains back together. I'm good. I'm fine with waiting for a little while, let them rest up. Just so we can explore the rest of the house.
I will admit it would depend if Hawthorne had his own watch, he might hear something and he would walk off and start exploring without people because he's impulsive.
Well, that does kind of beg the question of how long you all are, at least currently, planning on staying barricaded in here. Is this an hour that you're wanting to stay in here? Or full sleep? What y'all wanting to do?
Anybody have any thoughts?
Do we want to fight this thing fully rested?
Clearly.
Well, I don't think I'm going to sleep. I will just sleep.
We will need to make sure that you sleep. We need you. We all depend. You're right. Anything that you need.
So, how about we hang out here and whoever needs to rest up for a couple hours, and then let's head out and maybe look around. And anybody who wants to stay, they can stay in the room if they want to and rest up more. I mean, you can barricade yourself in. We can have a secret knock or something. It's doable. But what about that? Thoughts?
And I just want to throw one thing in here mechanically, because I know a lot of us come from Dungeons and Dragons where resting is 8 hours where you have to sleep. Savage Worlds isn't that nitpicky. It is usually in hour increments, certain things come back, and there's no mechanical specificity that you have to sleep. It just has to be rest. How that is narratively is entirely up to you. Just so you all know as players and as viewers how that works.
There are ants on my keyboard. There's 3 of them just kind of like looking at me. They want to play.
Because she is literally sitting on the grass playing that. So, God, I love you nerds. We make it
That
work.
was my favorite line, though. They're looking at me like they want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they might find their way to be involved. You want to fight some giant ants? I can
Fuck
look
no.
it up. Okay,
Nope.
all right.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Whew.
I think at the very least we should give it an hour, maybe 2. Give Gloria some time to level her thoughts, and I wouldn't mind a bit of time to think of my own. And she's just gonna kind of sit down now and once again pick up the bottle of wine.
Hawthorne at that is going to walk over and sit on top of the trap door as a barricade himself to ensure nobody walks through that, and just kind of sit there. So he just kind of falls asleep, like sort of sitting up because he's so big. He just kind of
Okay. You go take a seat next to this, on top of this trapdoor, which is in the corner near one of the snarling stuffed wolves that is in here. And it is currently facing towards the trapdoor. Do you like just sit and have it continue to stare? Do you shift it?
I would like sort of look up with one eye because I was just sort of drifting off, and then I looked up. He's sort of staring at me. Well, hi there again. You mind if I just and I'm gonna slide him just a little bit to the right. That's a good boy.
Just this soft scraping sound is just with one of your shoes, you just push it a little bit away.
Me, I'm hanging out with my boy Brock, just sitting here talking it out and just making sure Ace is okay. That's about it, because you kind of popped yourself into a corner and you're trying to ground yourself, which is fine with me. I'm smoking one of these wonderful fucking cigars that we found here. Fucking tastes delicious.
Brock is very quiet. His knees are still to his chest, and he is holding them and kind of rocking back and forth, just trying to get a grounding sensation in this horrifying place. He is looking at you all in turn. What? He just doesn't know what to say. He's doing his best.
Brock, look. He's going to pull up the chair and whip it around and sit like that in front of it. I know this can be a lot. I fucking love rainstorms, by the way. I fucking love them. So...
Oh, me too. Me too.
Look,
everything gets so quiet and slow. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. It washes everything away, too. Look, the point being, you got a good head on your shoulders. You want to know why I call you Ace, first of all?
Because you forget my name?
No, I know your fucking name, Brock. What the fuck?
Sorry.
Penny to you, Brock, for that.
What the fuck would I forget your fucking name? It's okay. No, I call you Ace because, look, I can see you got potential. And he kind of just pokes his little cat paw in your chest. You got potential, okay? You're our ace up our sleeves for those who have sleeves, okay? When we need you, when we're going to need you, I know, I got faith in my heart that you're going to pull through, Okay? But you gotta stop believing in yourself, too.
Not gonna lie, that's a lot of pressure, but you know what? And he pops his coat onto his shoulders. You're right, because there I am good at two things, and that is throwing up at the moment things get stressful, and being capable of helping people when they're down. And I'm good at those two things, assuming I'm not also down at the time from. Anyway, I thank you. And he awkwardly puts his hand on your shoulder. I really needed that.
No problem, kid.
So, what exactly is plan? Rest a bit. Explore this barren hellscape, and then, I guess.
Go kill a demon baby, then the fucking basement.
Oh, of course. I just didn't want to say the sentence.
If you say it, it becomes real. You
Yeah,
kind of
you
got to
don't-
get used to it.
Yeah, I don't. Hawthorne?
I was just thinking about how I might know a song if you want me to sing to you so you can calm down.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, yes, please. That would be good. Wouldn't that be nice? And reaches over to Karina lightly. Wouldn't that be nice, Karina?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would be great.
And he looks back over to Hawthorne. That'd be great.
Okay, out of character. I'm not singing, but I will describe. Because I don't know a lullabye that would be just perfect for this
No.
moment.
I was here for that. I was like,
That is
clip it. Clip
you
it.
do not have to sing just because your character does,
Yeah,
but I just
yeah.
loved that sentence so much. So instead of singing it, could you describe what Hawthorne sings?
So Hawthorne just feels like he needs to share. He needs to share something off his chest. And music, it like touches a certain part of your brain. So for some odd reason, he feels like he remembers this song that comes out of nowhere that he must have sung a million times in this situation because it comes to his mind right here. And he starts to sing a deep melody of sort of lost children in the forest who are finding their way home in the darkness, and the struggles they go through, and pretty much in the end having each other gets them further and further to their quest, and ends in a very light-hearted manner, but not actually coming to a conclusion whether they did reach home or not.
I love that. So first of all, take a Benny. And then could you make me a performance check, which is a
Ooh.
skill, which I'm not sure Hawthorne has, and if he doesn't have it... yes you do. You have a D8. So could you make me a performance check, please?
I got a 7.
7. Quite good. And as the final notes leave Hawthorne's lips, and there's just this brief moment of quiet, aside from the wind and the rain, but none of you speak. And It's then that you all notice, just about 10 seconds after Hawthorne has finished, that the sound of the grandfather clock from the hallway outside grows incredibly loud. And then all at once,
Rena is going to wipe the tears that have been perpetually falling from her face since the start of the song and like look over towards the door. Did you guys hear that? The clock.
It hurts my ears.
Fucking loud.
Brock starts panicking and he just holds it over his ears. So loud.
Nine's gonna move the chair from the door, go out, look at the clock, and then punch the fucking clock!
as you walk out there and you shatter it, there was just enough time for you all to notice the clock chiming well beyond 12 times. And with the sound of breaking glass as Nine pulls the barricade away from the door, the next sound that you hear, at least those of you still in the cigar parlor definitely hear, the wolf right next to you, Hawthorne, that you shifted the attention of it away from you. It begins to snap into a disgusting motion, as if its bones are either snapping, reforming. It moves in a jerky, haphazard way at first, and then as it lets out this low, rumbling growl, the two others in the room go through the same spasms and then begin to charge towards the four of you still here in this room. So we are going to draw our action cards.
9.
Nine doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't feel good.
Brock gets a king of spades. A 9 of clubs for Gloria. 2 of spades for Hawthorne. 7 of spades for Karina. And 8 of clubs for Nine, yes. And then the wolves. 8 of spades. Joker. First Joker of the game. Incredible. And a jack. So, a reminder for what the Joker does. Anyone who draws the Joker gets to go at any point, even in the middle of someone else's turn. But that is our order. What we currently have is Gloria still not quite comatose, but just a little out of it in one of the leather chairs. Brock, where were you in the room at this moment?
Unfortunately, he's in the nearest corner.
What do you mean by nearest? Nearest to the door?
I think he would have been the furthest into the room, knowing him.
Got it. So basically, with Hawthorne in the back left corner, Brock is in the back right, 9 is outside in the hall. Karina, I believe, was also in one of the chairs, drinking. And
Yeah, I was right next to Gloria.
all right. And
where? I'm sorry. Where is Gloria? I'm drawing a map for myself.
Gloria is currently in one of the heavy leather chairs
Got it.
towards the western side of the room, if that matters. But the
Opposite
first
side
one
to
to
you.
go is definitely going to be the wolf that drew the Joker, which, interestingly, just happens to be the biggest of them. And there's... This is the first time a particular hindrance is going to come into play. And that is Hawthorne. You watch as the
I'm a victim.
large... You have the victim hindrance. So you pushed this wolf as it was still just a stuffed wolf away, and it started to lunge forward towards where Gloria is sitting entirely unaware, essentially, at this exact moment. But then, as if pulled, its head snaps towards you. And it's only then that you see this wolf does not look the way it looked when it was stuffed and still. It has rotted. And the parts you can see are a combination of gore and chemical, as it has partially regained some of its organic mass only to have it rot away. Snarls your direction and is going to try to bite you. So this is going to be a fighting check for it. And what is your parry? It got a 6.
My parry is a 6.
Your parry is a 6.
Is a 6.
So, meet to beat. Then it is going to do some damage. 11 total damage. So, your toughness is what?
This is 7.
Your toughness is 7, so it beats it by 4. So you are stunned, or I'm sorry, you are shaken, and you take a wound. And when you have a wound, you have a -1 to all trait rolls. This wolf that is larger than you remember it being, it comes forward and just grabs you by the shoulder, pulls you across the wall, leaving this bloody smear behind you on the wall where you are dragged across and thrown towards where Brock is. That brings us to Brock. Hawthorne comes tumbling your direction as this large wolf lumbers towards you. Its skull is partially visible. The eye on the right side has, all the skin has rotted away and it just sits there in the skull.
I am struggling. So I've written down several things that I could do, and I'm struggling because Brock is super nervous about all this. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not he would respond to what he's just seen or continue with what he was initially going to do. And I'm going to say initially going to do. So Brock, seeing this scene unfold, and my friend thrown across the room towards me, is going to step up as close as I can to our newfound friends here, and cast Burst, if possible.
Okay, absolutely.
And I can choose to do a stream or a Conan. I'm going to choose to do a stream.
A stream?
If
Okay,
possible.
absolutely. Let me see. That is
Right.
a very long stream. So
Yeah.
you... Are you trying to target multiple of these wolves? Because there are 3, and they were in separate parts of the room. There's this large one that was right next to where Hawthorne was. But there's
Okay.
one about 10 feet from the door, and one
Okay,
in
my
the
map.
exact opposite corner from where you are.
Okay, so Brock would have, the thing that he would be thinking in his head is like, when they need me. And he is going to walk up and try to hit as many as he can with this. He's still, pew, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is going to open this this vial and try to throw this stream on as many as he possibly can.
Okay. Then I would like you to make me a luck check, please. So what I would like you to do, thank you, Brennan Lee Mulligan, roll 2d20s and tell me which of those is the farthest from 10.
A 1.
With a 1, you... first of all, I need you to make me a power check.
Okay.
So for you, that is alchemy.
Cool. I'm remembering. Here we go.
What was the result of your alchemy score?
9.
So that is a success with
Fantastic.
a raise, which means this will deal 3d8 damage. And as... 3d6 damage, excuse me.
Thank you.
3d6 damage. Now, could you describe not the effect, but what it looks like as you release this concoction from the bottle?
So as I release it from the bottle, so he is going to, under his breath, say, "When they need me," and he is going to move more swiftly than you would ever expect Brock to move, his coat flapping behind him as he crouches down and angles himself in such a way that when he opens this vial on his arm, pops the cork off, the power of this red, smoky, liquid vision of radiant energy shoots out of this thing. The bottle flies back, hits him in the shoulder, and he just goes...
Okay, please roll me 3d6 damage.
I'm sorry, it's only 2d6 because I didn't do a... Oh, I did have
You
a
did get a raise. Yeah. 10. That is very good. That is enough to shake the alpha wolf.
So sorry that took so long, guys.
Well, here's the thing. So, you do exactly as you described. You release this bottle, you release this energy, and it impacts into the large wolf that was prowling towards Hawthorne and sears across one of its haunches, and it then continues and also deals the 10 damage to Karina. As Karina, you just suddenly look over, see this happen, and you just see this stream of radiant energy impact into you.
We're all fucking up tonight, aren't we?
That's a nat 1 on your luck check right there.
How much damage?
10, which means with a toughness of 4, that gives you a wound.
Ouch. Okay.
I can fix it.
And your shoulder and upper chest just starts to sear with this intense radiant energy. All right, that brings up the second wolf, the one that was near the door, is going to run out of the door and start attacking 9.
Hey, what's going on? What the fuck?
Is going to make 2 attacks. So this will be with -2. First one misses. Second one also with a -2. Has a D8. Oof. But only gets a 3. So the 2 attacks from this wolf both miss. But a large... Not as big as the one that's in there, but you don't know that. Suddenly, 9, you just hear this snarling and then hear the sound of claws, canine nails on the wooden floor as it comes charging, snarling your way, mouth full of sharp, rotten-looking teeth.
You puppy, come here.
That brings Gloria up, who is going to hop over the chair and make a shot with her tiny little crossbow. So that is a shooting roll. This is going towards the big wolf that is near Hawthorne. A 3 will not do it, so that shot just impacts into the wall right next to the wolf by Hawthorne and Brock. That brings the final wolf up, the one who is in the corner, who is going to now make a run at Gloria and is going to try to bite. Just one bite. Oh! A 5, though, versus Gloria's parry of 2, so that will hit. The damage is strength plus a d6. So let's see. The total there is going to be 4, which equals the toughness. She manages to, as this wolf just comes snarling, snapping at her leg, it does get a little bit of it, but she takes her hand crossbow, hits it on the head, and it lets her go very quickly. That will bring up 9.
Cool. I'm just gonna swing at this fucking wolf here.
All right.
Hold on, I gotta.
Are you only doing 1?
I'm only doing 1. I learned my lesson last time. Multiple attacks don't work for me. We're gonna pick and choose our battles. Ooh! Explodey.
A 9 will absolutely hit.
Cool. So then I'm just gonna hit damage 2. Okay, no raise. 2.
So 2 damage, you scrape some fur away off of this thing, just peeling it away from its flesh. It comes off unpleasantly easily as it just peels away with your touch.
Fuck are you made out of? And I just throw it on the ground in my claws out of my hand.
All right. Karina's up.
Okay, so Ethan, if I was to pull Gloria away from the wolf, would that be an action?
I would say you could grab her, and since she would be allowing it, move just half speed.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull her and step in front of her, so I'm between her and the wolf.
Okay.
And then my left arm, which is holding the wine, is kind of gone a little limp at my side due to the injury. But she's going to use her right arm to pull out her pistol she found, and she's going to attempt to shoot the wolf in the face.
All right, so that is going to be a shooting roll. A 3 will miss.
Yeah, so she's just going to shoot at it, and she's just not going to have actually cycled around into the gun yet. So she's just gonna like fuck and just stand between the wolf and Gloria.
Okay. That brings up Hawthorne.
So, in the situation where I'm wounded and I am shaken, I know I do a vigor roll, but do I have to
Correct.
shake or heal my wound first before I
No.
vigor roll?
No. So you can continue to act while wounded. It's just while you're shaken. Because shaken is... The way to think about it narratively is like while you're still reeling from that initial attack. You know, you just got thrown across the ground by a huge wolf. So the shaken is you just sitting there like trying to collect yourself. But you don't need to do anything about your wound right now.
Okay, and then if you treat a wound, that is an action, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you could spend a Benny to treat a wound as well?
No.
Or no?
No, you can spend a Benny to just get rid of shaken.
Okay, got it. Okay. So first I have to do a vigor roll no matter what.
Correct.
4.
4. Success. Exactly what you needed.
Okay, cool.
So you are no longer shaken. You can now act as normal. But everything still has that -1, which Foundry will take into account. Foundry's cool, y'all.
Is any of the are any of the wolves like looking at me? I know a lot of people have been shooting at them, and so I didn't know if any of them are actually trying to attack me soon.
The large one that threw you across the room is currently dividing its attention between you and Brock, but since you're on the ground right now and Brock just hurt it, it's definitely focusing more on Brock.
Okay, I'm going to impulsively just get angry because now I'm done being shaken and I'm just seeing red and just staring at this thing, and I'm already on the ground, so I just sort of huff my hoof and I just try and ram it with my horns and I scream the whole way.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Do I roll horns or fighting first?
It's a fighting roll first to see if you hit, then you roll its damage. Ooh.
I got a 7 on the fighting roll.
7 on the fighting roll will be enough to hit. Its parry is 6. So now go ahead and roll that sweet, sweet damage.
An 8.
An 8, which is exactly its toughness, and since it was already shaken, it takes a wound.
Yeah!
So can you describe what you do to this thing?
Well, so as I'm charging over and screaming, I bend my head down a little and I stab it in the side, and it's looking over at Brock at the time, so I catch it in the neck and right in its stomach, and you hear it just howl just a little bit as I slam it into the nearest wall, and I'm just screaming at it, you know, not really thinking how I'm going to get this thing off of my horns after this moment, but I pull out and I step back just watching it just fall to the ground, going with a big thud.
And you definitely barrel it over as it comes crashing near where Gloria and Karina were sitting just moments earlier, crashing into those stuffed chairs before regaining itself. And that brings us back to the top of the initiative order. I am going to redraw for the one that had the Joker, but the rest we're going to keep the same just because it's easier. So that means, Brock, you are up first.
Brock, as he's in this crouched position, sees everything that's happened, sees that I've hit my friend, calculates, okay, who needs it more, and closest, and is going to cast healing on Hawthorne. And visually, okay, he's already crouched down and he goes into one side of the jacket. He goes, ooh, wrong side. And then he pulls out a vial, shakes it up. It starts to pulse, boom, 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 this like lime green color. And then he pops the cork off and it sprays onto Hawthorne. And then Hawthorne just boom, 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 boom. The color fades.
All right. So as you run over, you do this, you touch Hawthorne to apply this healing power. Could you please make me another alchemy check?
Yeah. Dick!
What'd you get?
It's 3. It's awful.
A 3 is not going to succeed, so you have a choice here.
Can't afford it.
You sure?
I need it.
You don't want to give me a Benny?
I do want to give you a Benny. What I mean is I can't afford not to do it.
Oh, cool.
No,
I'll take a
don't
Benny.
do it.
9. Enjoy your Benny.
So 9 is actually a success with a raise, so would
Yeah, it is.
remove 2 wounds if you
Yeah.
had 2 wounds, but the bite marks, the huge bite marks on Hawthorne's shoulder just knit shut. Awesome. That is Brock's turn, and that brings up the wolf that attacked Gloria, and is now going to focus its attention on Karina. So is going to come charging your way and make 2 bites. It has a D8 fighting, but it's going to be with a -2. And what is your parry, Karina?
It is only a 2.
2. Okay. First roll will be a 0 and therefore miss. Hoo. Second roll. Oh my god, I rolled 2 2s, each with a -2. With a friggin' 2 to your parry.
Gloria luck is upon us.
Grr.
Like
The
this
angel.
thing just comes charging your direction and absolutely slips on the slick, polished wood floor, just loses its footing because this is a wolf. It doesn't have trimmed nails, and you know what happens when dogs go running too fast on hardwood floors without their nails and paw fur trimmed. They go sliding. That's exactly what happens here. Just slides right past you, coming snarling your direction, but isn't able to actually land anything. That'll bring Gloria up, who... Gloria's shaken, so Gloria needs to make a vigor roll. Gloria passes, no longer shaken, and is... She only has so many of these shots. But I think she would do it. So she's going to take a shot again at the one that tried to hit Karina. A 3 will miss. So a second shot just goes wide. I think probably I shouldn't waste any more of these on this. Is there any other way I can help? And that brings up the wolf that is fighting 9 as the camera cuts back out into the hall with the smashed glass on the ground and the grandfather clock, no longer ticking at all, is going to, this time, try to make only one fighting roll against you. Jeez, I can't roll at all. Critical failure. Almost a critical failure. So close. But definitely a miss. So, god dang, just starts to prowl your direction, and the broken glass on the ground starts to cut up its paws as it has to pull back away. And then is going to use its movement to run back into the study with the other 2, because out here isn't working out for him. That'll bring you up, 9.
So it's already gone?
Yeah, it bolts.
Ah, fuck, I was gonna grab him. I wanted to grab him.
You can run right after it.
Alright, cool. No, I wanted to throw him into the grandfather clock and reenact the scene from Vox Machina.
Look, if
okay.
you are successful, you can absolutely do that.
Alright, so how would this work? I want to run after it and catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a grapple check.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is opposed athletics rolls.
Come here.
4. I'm going to spend a penny to try to reroll its athletics.
Okay,
You're welcome.
it's alright.
4.
I think the defending roll wins. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think that's what we checked
last.
last time on this one, and the tie in this case does go to the defender.
Okay.
So you manage to grab hold of its tail and stop it from moving, but it then just manages to turn around, snap at your hand, breaking your grip for a second, but you've stopped it moving, and its focus is all on you.
Okay, come here. Come on, no. We're not done yet. Come on back over here.
All right, Karina, that's you.
Okay, so you said that the other wolf was hurled in this direction. Is it on my side or Gloria's side?
It is closer to you because it was going after you.
Okay, she's going to turn to Gloria, and she is going to attempt to shoot okay, no, I can't afford another negative modifier. She's going to just try to shoot the one that was not currently attacking her, but hurled across the room.
All right, make a shooting roll.
Yeah, that's only a 2. I'm going to spend another penny. I want to actually go. not out
Ooh,
there.
I will take a Benny.
Okay. That's a 5. I actually hit.
A 5 will hit.
Sweet. How much damage does the gun do?
Your gun does 2d6 plus 1 damage.
Yeah, 6 damage.
6 damage. So let's see. Compared to... Its toughness is 8. So that means you hit and you blast part of this thing away. And as it impacts into the wall, you are just hit with the smell of blood and formaldehyde. And it doesn't stop it. It hurts it, but it doesn't stop it.
Does it get the dog's attention?
Oh yeah, its attention is definitely on you.
Okay, that's all I was aiming for. Alright, that will be Karina's turn.
All right. That will bring up the final big wolf that has to make a vigor check, see if it's still shaken. I will spend a Benny simply to get rid of it. This thing is then going to... This wolf turns towards Hawthorne and Brock. And as it starts to snarl and snap, I need each one of you, please, to make me a spirit roll
I got a lot of spirit.
against an intimidation check from it. What are your totals?
I got a 5.
A kind -3.
-3?
Yep, you betcha. You
Oh my
bet your
God.
ass it's a -3.
Those hindrances are,
Big,
Coming.
big, big.
Yep. All right. Are you going to keep it? Or are you going to Benny that?
Is there a way for me to walk in front of the situation so Brock doesn't get the brunt of this damage? Damn.
Well, this isn't damage.
I kind of need to keep my bennies right now in case I run on a power play.
Okay. Then, as a result of this...
I don't know.
As a result of this snarling, you find yourself absolutely... You start to hyperventilate, push up against the wall, and you are unable to keep your attention as focused as it needs to be in this moment. You have the distracted the distracted status. Oh, I'm sorry, not the distracted, vulnerable status. Attacks against you are made with a +2. And speaking of, it comes charging at you now as you back against the wall and is going to make 2 attacks against you, which means this will be without a -2. It does have a -1, though, because of a wound. So, first attack. Will still miss. And second attack. Second attack will be a 4. Does a 4 hit?
No.
A 4 doesn't hit you?
No.
Wow, what's your parry, Brock?
6.
Dang, son. All right. Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I was looking at toughness. Pace is 6. Parry is 2. Yeah, both of those hit.
Oh, both of them actually hit. Oh, no, the first one doesn't. The first one was a 1.
Because it was a 1?
It's a 1. So the first one misses, but the second attack does, in fact, hit. So let's
Sorry,
see
I was
what-
looking wrong.
No,
things,
you're
wrong
good.
things.
See what that damage is, and then we'll describe it. 14 damage. Brock, what's your toughness?
5?
So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 4 is 13, so 2 raises on this. We see as the wolf that turned your direction snarled. Brock, you just pinned yourself into the corner as it just and then leapt your direction. You found yourself absolutely paralyzed in fear at that moment, unable to move as it pounces into you, pushing you straight to the ground and begins to maul Brock. This is not one bite. This is ripping, tearing, clawing, clothes torn, blood starting to pour from everywhere as Brock is raising his hands in absolute desperation to stay alive in this moment. As you take 2 wounds out of your 3. Hawthorne, you're up.
Okay, Hawthorne's gonna watch what has happened, and literally Hawthorne will try and cat grab, or dog grab, from the scruff, at least skin, whatever's there, and try and pick up this dog the wolf, off of Brock, and I'm gonna, if this is possible, I'm gonna try and rip it in half.
Okay. So we have to figure out how to play this.
Would that be strength? Would it just be, but how would that be on his toughness?
Okay,
Would I roll
okay.
strength against
So
his
the
toughness?
first thing we're definitely going to do is make a fighting roll. First and foremost, this is absolutely a melee style attack, so let's make a fighting roll.
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Okay, because your initial roll was a 2. Spending a Benny, I will take another Benny. So go ahead and re-roll that. That's a 4. Do you want to keep it or do you want to spend another
I'm not
Benny?
gonna spend. I'm not gonna give you another freaking Benny.
You sure? All right.
Yeah.
Good. So you come around and you certainly do come in trying grabbing this thing, but it is absolutely shredding Brock at this point. And as you pull the wolf away, its huge fangs embedded in Brock at that moment as it just causes it to rip and tear even more. Blood is pouring everywhere, and your hands even get covered just by trying to get into the melee here, as it is absolutely savaging him. Brings us to the top of the order, which is Brock.
I'm being mauled, so what can I do? Really?
So you have to do a vigor check.
Yeah.
To deal with being shaken.
'Cause I'm shaken.
First and foremost. And this
Okay,
will have a -2 on it
let's-
because of your
okay.
2 wounds, but it should automatically apply that.
Six.
6, even with a -2, that D6 exploded. So yes, you managed to shake being shaken. So you come to your senses and you find you are able to do something. What are you going to do? You are on your knees, essentially. You are not mechanically prone. That was purely narrative. So, what do you want to try to do?
He's going to try to roll and scramble out and away from underneath this thing. Like he knows that if he gets any more on this side of his body, he's going to die. So he is going to try to protect himself as much as he can by curling into a ball, rolling, just trying to get out from under this fucking thing.
Okay. And also,
Kick it, help someone else grab it.
I want to make a correction to something. Hawthorne, your fighting roll would actually technically have been a 5, not a 4, because you are, quote-unquote, ganging up against this wolf right now. And since there are 2 of you here, or 1 ally, you got a +1 to that roll. Still not enough to hit in this instant, but just letting you all know that's how that works. So, You said that, Brock,
What
you
was
said
that last bit?
you get bonuses if you are ganging up on a particular enemy.
Wait,
And they-
would I?
Yes. You would
Can
get a
I
plus
change?
1 to a fighting roll
A little something.
if you were trying to make a fighting roll.
That doesn't include shooting. That's different, right?
That is a different roll.
Fuck. No, I can't. I can't do it. Brock cannot do. It's not possible. Absolutely not possible.
Okay, so what are you going to end up trying to do then?
I don't. I just need to get out from underneath this thing.
Again, you are not mechanically pinned.
Okay. So I have space to do something then,
You can move.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Then he is going to crab scramble away, and then hitting his back on the wall, and he is going to definitely probably have to maybe do a healing on himself.
You crab scramble away as Hawthorne grabs the large wolf, distracting it just momentarily enough for you to crawl away. Go ahead and roll me a alchemy check for healing thine self.
I'm stressed. 4.
Exactly what you needed to
Yay!
heal 1. Though I do believe, if my math is correct, that makes you out of power points.
I have 1 left.
1? Oh, shit. Okay.
And I have some bennies, so I can convert if I need to.
So you heal 1 wound.
Yes, I do.
So you still have 1 left. All right. That is Brock's go. That brings up the one that is focused on Karina. Going to try to make 1 bite at you. The D8 exploded. Got a D6, or got a 6 after that. So a total of a 14 against Karina. So I think that's a hit definitely with a raise, right?
Yeah, definitely. I have 2 for my parry.
Luckily, it is capped at 1 extra raise
Oh, thanks. Fuck.
in terms of damage. So you will take 9 damage, Karina.
Okay.
And what
With
is
a
your toughness?
4.
Toughness of 4. So that will shake you and add 1 wound, which... So what does that put you at in terms of wounds, Karina?
I've got 2 wounds.
2 wounds and shaken, with Brock sitting pretty at 1 wound. That will then bring Gloria up. Gloria is definitely going to have to look. Give me 1 sec, friends. I have to check this power that Gloria has because I think it's time to use it. Gloria, I have to hold off. This is the first time this ability has been cast. I'm not going to describe what it looks like because that is for Anna Margaret to get to do. However, let's see if it even goes off first with an occult roll. 5, so it does go off and is going to use the power deflection on Karina. So anything attacking Karina will have a -2. Again, I can't narrate it right now, but for right now, here's what I would like you all listening and watching to do. Just take a sec and imagine what it might look like. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. You nailed it. You got it in 1. So that's what it looks like right now. But for the, it lasts for 5 rounds, -2 against Karina. Unfortunately, not a raise, or it would have been -4. But that is Gloria's go, which will bring up the wolf that 9 just stopped. Going to be stupid and make 2 attacks because it's annoyed at you. 3 will not hit you. 5 will also not hit you. So 2 snapping snaps and claws at you, and they definitely scratch you up a little bit, but not enough to actually cause any real harm.
I want people to know that are watching or listening to this later on. It's like an alley cat fight, what you hear late at night is what's happening out in that hall. It's just a cat and a dog just going at it.
Oh, you know I'm gonna hunt to see if I can find that sound effect now.
Good.
All right, 9. That brings you up.
Cool. I also how many pennies do you have? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to grab this wolf and try to. I'm gonna grab him again because I want to grab and throw him.
Mm-hmm.
Just grab him and just chuck him into the clock.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you a choice. Well, since you're just trying to grapple and throw like that, I'm going to give you the call. You can make a grapple. We can do this as a grappling check or a fighting check.
Let's do a fighting check.
Fighting check? All right.
Yes. Three on my part.
So a 3 will miss.
Cool. No, it won't. No, it won't.
Benny.
Benny, gonna need it.
I need a sound effect for Benny's.
6.
6 will just hit its parry.
Good.
So in terms of damage here, we are going to say as you throw this thing into the grandfather clock, that this will be your strength plus D4.
11 points of damage.
11 will be enough to beat its toughness. This wolf is now shaken as you... There's this enormous crashing sound as the top of the grandfather clock falls to the ground and split and splintered in the middle as you hurled this wolf into it. And it is flailing on the ground to get back to its feet at this moment.
Oh, no. You stay down. Sit, boy. Sit.
Karina, you are up. First thing we need is either a Benny or a vigor check.
I think I only have one Benny left, so I'm going to try a bigger check.
All right.
It's not good. It's a 3.
A 3 will not be enough to remove the shaken effect. So, you have a choice here. You can stay shaken, which means that you can move, but because of being rattled or injured, however you would narrate it, you can only take free actions, things like moving.
Okay. Is opening a door a free action?
An unlocked basic door, I would say sure.
How about a hatch?
I would say that you could go over... Yeah! It's not a super heavy latch, and it has a ring right there, so if you wanted to go over to that, I would say that could still be something you could do in the shaken status.
Okay, she's going to push away the dog with the best of her ability and stumble and limp, just leaving a trail of blood drops across the carpet before she almost falls to her knees, and she's just going to lift the hatch. Just throw them down the hole. Throw them down the hole, and that's going to be her turn.
Love that. All right. Then that brings up the big wolf. Oh, well, the big wolf was focused on Brock. And then got grabbed by Hawthorne. So, is going to make an attack against Hawthorne. Oh, and D6, because this is a wild card. 2 1s. That is a critical failure, so your boy is spending a Benny. No way. So let's try that again. Oh my god. But I got a 4. Would that hit your parry, Hawthorne?
I have a 6.
6. Do I spend one more?
You should spend those bennies.
I'll
Yeah,
spend one
those
more. I'll spend
bennies.
one more. You know what? Thank you for being the devil on my shoulder. I'll spend one more and try to hit again. So this time my highest was a 6. So that will meet to beat. And here comes that sweet, sweet damage. Oh, exploded. 14 damage to Hawthorne.
I have a 7 toughness.
Whew, so it only beat it by 7, which means shaken and 1 wound. And thanks to Brock's quick thinking with the healing before getting destroyed himself, your previous wound had been healed, which will bring you up, Hawthorne, as the wolf's attention is now entirely on you. With a 6 on your vigor, you are no longer shaken.
Sorry, I was very excited. I forgot I was muted. Okay, so...
That was awesome. That was a great roll.
Okay, so after shaking that off, Hawthorne's going to look around. So right now we have Karina, who's trying to get us to shove them down a hole. We have Brock sort of laying against a corner because he's half hurt. 9 is taunting a wolf that he just hurt. And where's Gloria again?
Gloria is cowering, or not cowering, excuse me, hiding near, behind one of the leather chairs, where Karina was just attacked.
Okay. I want to try and get this big one, because the big one's the one right in front of me that's been attacking Brock. I want to try and get this big one in the hole, and the hole's not far from me. I should be able to grab him and shove him in, or slam him with my horns and shove him in. I didn't know if that's possible, if that's a 2 action then.
So, well, it depends on what you're wanting to do. Are you wanting to try to attack it and deal damage and then push, or are you just wanting to try to push?
Just trying to push is my main objective. Trying to get him in the hole. Because he'll die if we drop him. Well, he's a zombie. I'm not actually sure.
Let me take a quick second to be a responsible DM and check the rules and make sure that that is exactly how this is done. Opposed strength roll.
Like we both roll a strength roll?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
okay.
This is the alpha, and because the alpha is a wild card, it does get a D6 in addition to its normal roll.
What?
Just like you all do. It's just like you all do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Some enemies in this game are wild cards, and that's that extra, gives it extra wounds and gives it the plus D6 to attribute rolls, just like you all have. So it rolled a 6.
Yeah.
And what did you roll?
2. I rolled a 2. I'm going to spend a Benny.
Yeah, gimme. Gimme bennies.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. Alright, so I had to look this up because ties come up all the time, and I couldn't remember. When it's an opposed roll, the character taking the action rolls first. They have to get a minimum of a 4, and they can spend bennies and all of that, and then the defender gets to roll and has to either meet or beat the actor's number. So in this situation, that resulted in the actor, Hawthorne, with a 6, and the wolf with a 6. But here's the thing. I failed to apply the -1 properly. So the wolf actually got a 5. So, Hawthorne, you go charging towards this thing with Karina bleeding profusely, just holding open this trap door, and horns lowered, shoulder lowered, crash into the wolf that goes skittering backwards and down the hole. Now, the way falling damage works is up to a maximum of 10d6, which that is it is far enough to achieve the 10d6 mark. So let's just see how this goes. None of them exploded, amazingly, but that is 25 damage. We don't get to see what happens to this wolf at this exact moment. But maybe we will. As sometime after this happens, and we don't even get to hear it because there's still snarling and fighting happening all the way up here, somewhere deep down below the foundations of this house, there is just a as it impacts and splatters across the ground.
How long do we wait? Like, how long does the sound? Is it like we're standing there for 30 seconds while
I don't think you even hear that it happens because there are still two more wolves demanding your attention. You definitely don't hear it immediately. Unless you want to hang out and listen the whole time, that is entirely your call, Hawthorne, and it's your story to tell. That will bring us to Brock.
So after the break here, this wolf goes into the hole, down, splat. What is the location of the other two? Question mark?
One, you can only see one.
Okay.
And because the other got pulled back into the hallway by 9. The one here is kind of in the center of the room, closest to Gloria out of anyone.
Is it super far from the hole?
Super far? 10 feet?
What direction is it aiming?
Is it aiming?
Yeah. What direction does it look like?
At Gloria at this instant.
Brock is going to gather all the strength in his body and see that this thing is about to maul Gloria just like he got mauled. When they need me. And he is going to, I can run. I'm like a running guy. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to.
You don't need to.
Okay, cool.
You are close enough that you can make it where you need to get.
I am going to run towards him and try to, he's going to bring his arm across his chest and lock his other hand onto his arm to stabilize his elbow. And he is going to try to move this thing towards the hole to where it can maybe slip.
So you're trying to push?
Yeah.
Okay. That is going to be a strength versus strength. And since you're the actor, you roll first.
Oh, no.
The good news is these remaining wolves are what are called extras. They are not wild cards. They don't get a d6 bonus or an extra d6 to roll.
I got a 10.
You got a 10?
I am also surprised.
Damn. And it got a 7.
Yeah, like what?
It got a 7, so you beat it by 3. Not a raise, but that means that you managed to push it back about 6 feet as you go charging into it. But damn, Brock, that is a hell of an achievement. Take a Benny for that unexpectedly high strength. And I would love you to describe how that looks.
When he hits it?
Just, yeah, as we see Brock, this meek individual.
Little sweating, monstrously uncomfortable. He's got a little vomit on the lapel of his jacket from where he threw up earlier when the wolves came in. And he gathers every bit of strength and he wobbles up to his feet, and he just, as he puts his arm across his chest and steadies himself, he looks like he's about to scream out, but he doesn't, and he just under his breath, "When they need me." And he just barrels forward so quickly. Again, how is this meek, fragile little creature able to waffle between being completely helpless and maybe a little helpful?
And yes, you just lower your shoulder, charge into the wolf, send it sprawling back 2 yards.
Is it possible to, when I do hit him and he does move, to curl up into the fetal position?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Curling into the fetal position is a free action. That will bring up that wolf. Who's going to get back to his feet
Is he mad?
and come bite you. Or at least
he's
try.
Mad.
Going to try to bite you twice.
He's mad at me.
First roll with a -2 is a 1.
Oof.
Second roll. Oh! D8 explodes. D8. So an 8 plus a 4, total of a 12.
Yeah, that most certain.
And your parry is what?
You.
2. So here. Oh no.
Oh my god! Okay, guy.
What's your toughness?
What's up, man? It's a good 5.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Brock. That means it beat your toughness by 2 raises.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay.
That is going to take you. You already have 1 wound.
Yeah.
And each of the raises deals a wound. So that is going to take you for the first time to incapacitate it. As we see Brock shoulder charge into this wolf, getting its full attention off of Gloria, who it was definitely going to focus on, and comes charging back at you, already bloodied and injured from your encounter with the largest wolf. And it just comes, grabs your leg, pulls your feet out from under you, and starts to maul away at you. And the rest of you watch as Brock curls over into the fetal position and is not doing great. Not doing great. So, time for a little rules check. The incapacitated status. You are still in the initiative order, but you must immediately make a vigor roll.
And can anyone remove this or help in any way?
Healing can help, but
Okay.
the first thing that needs to happen is a vigor check. So let me tell you what they do first. If you critical fail, you outright die. Right then and there. If you just fail, we roll on the injury table, and you are bleeding out. If you succeed, we roll on the injury table and you're not bleeding out. If you raise, injuries go away faster. Other characters may stop a victim's bleeding by making a healing roll. This is an action. The healing power can also stabilize wounds. So, it can be undone. All right, so what did we get on your vigor roll, Brock?
So I got a 2.
Oh, so a fail.
And then I was like, let's spend a penny.
Okay.
So let's spend a penny. That's a 2.
2 again.
Let's spend another penny?
it's not a terrible idea,
I'm
but
pretty-
one
I'm
way or the other,
pretty
I'm
sure
going to
I
go
need
ahead
it. I'm
and
pretty
just
sure I need to do
roll
it.
on the injury table.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, just in case.
I mean, you're just gonna. So I can Benny it, or are you?
Oh,
Telling
you
me
can
no,
absolutely
no, no.
Benny it.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Well, then you
please
just
Benny
get
it.
more shit. Whatever, man. It's a 2.
Another 2.
Another.
She has a
I
minus
rolled
3.
2 5s, and I'm
Yeah.
a minus 3
It-
right
it
now.
is-
So
it
they're
is
all
tough.
2s.
It is tough.
Ah well.
Okay, so could you roll me 2d6, Brock? So 2d6, this is for the injury table to see exactly where you're injured, and this injury will be permanent. That's 1d, a 1 and a 1. 2.
Okay. 2. My guy.
I just
get
want to
off my
tell
dick.
you. No, I just want to tell you what that literally says on the injury table before I narrate it. Unmentionables. If the injury is permanent, as it is, reproduction is out of the question without miracle surgery or magic. There is no other mechanical effect. So, as part of this mauling, you get shredded in bad. This is a horror game. Yeah, you are partially castrated in the process of this. Okay.
His chances weren't great anyway, so
I mean, yeah, so I guess not a huge shift.
not a huge loss there, I guess. Jesus.
What
the fuck?
I don't know, man. And you are
Table's
also
whacked.
you are also bleeding out.
Okay.
Which bleeding out means that you must make a vigor roll at the start of each of your turns.
Okay.
Failure means you die.
All right.
Gloria is going to see this happen and is going to run over and is going to make a healing check on you with her action. Holy shit, y'all.
What the fuck, man?
An 8. So that is with a raise. You stabilize and no further rolls are needed. You are still
But Brock
unconscious.
doesn't have a penis? Does Brock have a penis?
Oh, Brock
Nor
has.
testes.
Yeah, it's more
The testicles?
Yeah,
Just the
it's
whole
more the
lower
berries.
region
It's more the berries than the twig. But what we
Oh,
see
so I
in-
do have a shaft, though. Okay.
Gloria manages to come in and just kicks the wolf in the side, just giving her enough time to pull Brock away and just start to try to staunch bleeding long enough, and just does a very quick makeshift bandage on some of the more gushing wounds. And you are stabilized, still unconscious, but that is Gloria's go. That brings up the wolf attacking 9. Holy fucking shit.
I don't want to play
Savage
this no
Worlds,
more.
man.
I don't wanna play this
Savage
no more.
Worlds, man. Aptly
savage.
named. Fuck. Oh, okay. A 7 to hit you. 9?
Parry's a 6, so yeah.
6. First time actually hitting you. Holy shit. For 18 damage. What is happening?
I don't want to play no more.
What's your toughness?
7, man.
Which means it was 1 away from rolling with 3 raises. But it gets 2 raises, which takes you to 2 wounds and shaken 9. Oh, sorry, I did it on your page. 2 wounds and shaken 9. Holy shit. 9, you are up. Actually, so I just realized, and that's part of what is going on here. I think that some people also... Do you all remember soak rolls?
Yeah.
So now might be a good time to remind you all of that possibility because no one has used it. A soak roll is something you can spend a Benny to try to do to ignore a certain amount of wounds of damage.
Who has bennies? Nobody got any bennies no more.
Not any fucking more.
There is no bennies in this place no more.
Look, I'm just letting you know that it's something you can do. Don't yell at me. I'm just telling you the options. I'm on your side.
Not yelling at you.
I'm sorry. I pet your head
I'm on
in a
your
nice way.
side. But if you do have any more bennies left, like 9, you might have some. You have 2, so if you want to spend a Benny, you would then make a vigor check, and for each success and raise, you reduce the number of wounds by 1.
Okay, cool. I need to take care of the shaking thing first, though, right?
You can... no. This is as damage is applied. This is before it's even your turn.
Oh, okay. So, I would like to do a vigor roll.
So spend a Benny for a soak roll.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very important mechanic, so I definitely want to make sure you all remember
So it can only be used right after you get hurt, though.
It is used when you take damage. So the way to think about soak roll is like it's not absorbing damage, but it's that trope of the heroes that just manage to keep going despite grievous injury. John McClane just continuing on with his feet shredded in glass. That's making soak rolls. So that's what it narratively represents, is just pushing through. So what'd you get?
Oh, it boom 12.
12. So that means you removed both wounds, and because you removed both wounds that were coming your way, you're not even shaken.
Sweet. You know what? Can I say this for flavor? Because when the wolf bit me in the side, all I did was just put my fingers in its eyes and like get it off of me. And as a cat, pat.
So you can remove those wounds, remove the shaken status. That is what soak rolls are for. But I will also take that Benny, which puts me at 5.
Yeah, fucking take your goddamn Benny.
All right. It's your turn now.
Cool. I want to fuck this thing up as possible. And something after getting bitten, something in 9 kind of awakens. And he kind of hears cheering. Doesn't know why. He might be delusional, but what he really, really wants to do to this wolf is curb stomp the shit out of it.
Okay.
So would that be another fighting roll?
Fighting roll to hit because it's still a melee attack.
Mm-hmm. 9.
A 9 for 9. That will hit. The parry was 6, so it's not a raise, but you hit. Let's go ahead and just, even though narratively you're stomping, let's use your claw damage.
Bet, let's get it. I got claws on my feet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have boots on.
That's okay. Yep.
Yep. See, Jinx. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I'm having a Coke right now, actually.
Yeah, well, there you go.
10 damage.
10 damage. Its toughness is 7, so it is shaken.
He's just going to back up and run up and, like a wrestler, Seth Rollins, come down and curb stomp it.
Just sending, you can, there is the smashing sound of the wood underneath splintering slightly from the impact as parts of the bone of the lower jaw shatter away from this thing, leaving its undead tongue lolling out of the side of its mouth as it shaken.
Yeah,
Karina.
we're good.
Karina is up.
Alrighty, first I gotta see if I can get unshaken.
Yup. Vigor roll, please.
That's only a 3.
Even with an explosion, a 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to stay by the hatch, still clutching onto the little metal ring that holds the door. And after watching what happened to Brock, she's just stunned seeing Brock's face seem to like combine with the face of Jason and memories, and she's just stuck in this spot, unable to move, unable to push through.
And again, as you were sitting there holding this trapdoor open, there are the sounds of fighting, smashing sounds, tearing, snarling, pain. And it sends you right back to that moment where you were, where it took you. A memory you don't know if it fully belongs to you, but it feels like it does, and it feels so real right now. That brings up Hawthorne. There is still one reanimated wolf in this room.
And the hatch was left open now.
It is open.
Yeah, because I just want to make sure on that one.
Yep.
And this wolf, how far is this wolf from me?
From you?
I was right
10
by
feet?
the hatch. Okay.
10 feet or so. It is
Okay,
also
so I have
very
to-
close to where Gloria is currently kneeling over a really rough-looking Brock.
Okay, so it's really close to them.
Mhm.
Are they pretty much, like, if I hit him in a certain direction, would it be towards the hole, or would it be, like, away from it? Because I'm next to the hole myself.
You would have to get on the opposite side of him.
Opposite side of
which
him.
you have enough movement to do so.
Okay. Okay,
If you
so
wanted to.
yeah, Hawthorne's gonna do at least an action to get the wolf away from them.
Okay.
He's gonna just impulsively do this, so honestly, it won't be in a direction of any sort. He's just gonna ram them with his horns because that's just the main sort of way he's been going this whole night, and he's just angry.
So let me ask a question then. When you say you were trying to get it away, are you trying to push or are you trying to grab?
I'm trying to more push, sort of like a raging bull situation.
100%. I feel you. Just wanted to make sure. So that
Yeah.
is going to be a contested strength. You
Okay.
start.
Okay. It was 4. I have a -1 right now, of course.
If you want to spend a Benny to re-roll it to create a higher target number, you can. Now is the time, but you have to take the result of the Benny.
I'll
It's
spend 1 Benny.
okay. I'll take one Benny.
Yeah, I'm down to 1 now. It's horrible. Yes!
What'd you get?
I got a 10.
Much better.
10. Oh, yeah, your D8 exploded. Incredible. So, Benny, well spent. Let's try for this wolf. Okay, a 2's going to fail. I'm going to spend 1 Benny. 4's going to fail. I'm going to spend 1 Benny. Because I have so many. 2's going to fail. So, it needed the die to explode. And with a couple Bennies spent on the attempt, the one it ended with was a 2, which means that you beat it by 2 raises. And for each raise, you shove it another 2 yards. So you send this thing flying. With 2 raises, I'm going to say it is going to take 1d6 bludgeoning damage here. Plus your strength. What is your strength die, Hawthorne?
My strength is an 8.
Okay. So it takes 6 damage from this attack and goes flying. Its toughness is 8, so it's not enough to do lasting damage, but it is definitely enough to make it go prone. This wolf flies across the room, impacts into the bookshelves, sending a few glasses breaking, shattering on the floor. That brings us to the top of the order, which is Brock. You are aware, but you are also in incredible amounts of pain. Your vision is blurry, swimming in and out. Everything looks red. Is there anything you say, or what do we see? What do you see?
What everyone else sees, as Brock lays in a pool of his own blood, he covered, and particular areas are soaked through with viscera, and he is just, you see as he gets hit against the wall, he's hyperventilating, he's breathing so heavily, his eyes are wide, he's panicked, he's shaking. But as he is stabilized, his body stops. He slumps, his arms to his side, his eyes no longer darting, as he just stares at the wolf that you're fighting, knowing there's nothing he can do, nothing he can say.
You feel the cold of metal in your hand. The heavy weight of the gun still there. And from where you are, you could try to shoot. You would have your wounds as penalties.
Yep.
But you could try. You don't have to.
He is going to, as he feels the gun in his hand, he's no longer shaking. He's steadying himself. He brings it up to his chest as he is laying there, and he goes to take aim, but his vision is blurred. He can't trust himself, and he lets it drop to his chest, and he just stares. No shot.
Okay. I respect the hell out of that. That brings up the wolf that just got launched, which is going to stand up using some of its movement. So that takes 2 of... because it was prone, it can't make it all the way to you without running as it tries to bite you. 0! It manages to make it to you, but definitely doesn't catch you with a 0. As you just, it comes running at you, you just step out of the way, let it go flying past you. That brings up Gloria. She's going to use her action to drag you away. To just drag you back. That is absolutely what she uses her action to do. The one on 9, I just use a Benny to remove Shaken, and is going to come back at you, 9, making 1 attack. A 2 will miss.
Pat! Just like a cat. Pat, pat.
As the camera cuts back outside, we see the wolf unable to really get in too close with 9. 9 just keeping distance, managing to, like, yeah, pap, pap, just keep the attacks off of you. Which brings you up, 9.
Cool, we're gonna punt this thing again in the face. Fighting roll. Nine.
A 9 will definitely hit it.
Let's see. And then we're gonna use the claws. Give me that sweet fucking damage. 12.
12 damage, which the wolf's toughness is 8, which means it's a raise, which means that's 1 wound out of the 1 for this. So, can you please paint a picture as to how this long-raging battle between Wolf and Catman is finally resolved.
So, when the wolf goes in to try and bite 9 again, and it misses, 9 counters it and just raises his fucking knee and high knees the wolf's head, picking it up off the ground and then just knocking the wolf's head right off out of its fucking body. Just
Absolutely.
brutality.
Absolutely. Because of what this is, a undead stuffed wolf, you tear with a knee, you said? You tear the head from the spinal column as it goes crashing into the destroyed grandfather clock, just landing amongst the glass and splintered wood.
At the end of my action, I would like to grab said spinal column and head and take it with me, please.
That's something you can definitely do, yeah.
Cool, bet.
Karina, you are up. Still shaking.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Benny to get rid of my shaking.
There it goes.
It's getting a little much. After seeing that Brock's been pulled away and he's still alive, she's going to do her best to pull herself out. And using her one good arm, she's going to pull the pistol out once more and just try her damnedest to shoot this bastard in. Yeah, that's great. That's a 0. She's gonna miss it.
And you said that was your final Benny?
Yep, that was my final Benny.
All right. So with another gunshot going wide, we get to the end of the action order, which is Hawthorne.
How far is the one wolf from me that I have flung across the room?
Oh, it is now right up on you because it
It's
ran
right up
back
on
to
me.
you. Mhm.
Okay, and we're saying this is still in the room.
Mm-hmm.
That like we're not in Nine's area at all.
No,
we're still in
this is
tiny
still
room.
this place is a bit of a wreck right now.
Yeah.
With the chairs having been shredded, the floors bloody and clawed, glass broken, shelves shattered, but you are still in this room.
And if I pull people away from a situation, that's an action?
If they're willing, then no. And they're not entangled, it's just going to make your movement slower.
Okay, so I'm going to try and pull... Who is on the ground next to me that I was trying to get... It's Gloria and...
Gloria already pulled Brock back. So there is no one right next to you anymore.
Okay. I'm going to pull back and I'm going to heal myself. Because I want to get rid of my one wound. I do have a healing on me as a thing. I don't know what that means.
So the healing skill takes 10 minutes to try.
So
it's only healing magic can be done quickly in combat.
Okay.
Because you're actually trying to like treat a wound and staunch the bleeding.
Toss it. I'll keep my -1 horribleness and I'm gonna ram the thing. I'm just angry. If I can't heal myself, I'm just pissed and I'm just gonna try and ram it.
Let's do it. One attack against this thing. Let's go.
Yep.
And is this with your horns?
Yep, this is with my horns. This is my strongest thing, so I'm gonna just keep going with my strongest thing. Sorry, it's frozen for me, I think. I might just have to use...
It gave you a 6.
Oh, you guys see it? Okay.
It was a 6. Which hits its parry. So that would hit.
Nice. Okay, I'm back up. And I'll go to horns and do damage.
Yes. So your horn damage is your strength, which is a d8 plus a d6. And both of those can explode.
I got a 10.
10 total damage, which, against the wolf's toughness of 8, will be enough to shake it. So you go slamming into it, piercing its side with your horns as it started to rear up to scratch at you and bite at you. There's blood pouring from wounds on each one of you, but the blood that pours from it is this sickly yellowish. It looks like a combination. Visually, it looks like a combination almost between bile and blood, as it pours and slops onto the floor and pouring down your horns onto your head. All right, that is Hawthorne's go, and that brings up Brock. You can act.
So, what... Is there another... Is there another wolf?
There is one wolf in this room. The one
Do I-
that is currently fighting Hawthorne.
Do I have line of sight?
Yes.
Is there anyone around that I think can help Hawthorne right this second? Like,
I
how
would say
close is-
you see at this moment as Nine walks through, or walks up to the door, bloody pieces of a wolf in his hand. Bloody and other things.
Can I just say that whenever Hawthorne sees Nine, he sort of vomits a little bit onto the ground next to him.
Brock is on the floor, going to take the gun off of his chest, take stock of where his friends are in the room, and he's going to throw his arm onto the floor and try to shoot low and up on this wolf.
Shooting at the wolf?
We're gonna try.
All right.
And before we even know what happens, Brock passes out.
I actually really love that.
Nothing happens.
Well, I mean, something happens.
Oh no. Can nothing
What did you roll?
A 0.
A 0? So,
Yep.
do you want to spend a penny?
I don't think I have any bennies left.
Okay.
Let me check. Hold on. I have 1 Benny.
They can't roll over.
Yeah,
That's true.
2.
With a 2. The shot goes right past Hawthorne. Manages to miss. And there is another shattering of glass as part of the glass cabinet that was there is shot and shattered. And Brock passes out. That brings up the wolf that is tangling with Hawthorne. I'm going to spend one of my remaining bennies just to remove Shaken outright. This thing is going buck wild right now because is engaged so close with you, Hawthorne, and is going to make 3 attacks. So that means each one is with a -4, but it's absolutely what it would do. First one is a 3. And what is your parry for the record for all of these?
I'm
6,
looking
if I
right now. I
recall.
think it's a 6.
6.
It's a
which
6 or a
means
7.
This needs to explode for it to even hit.
It's a 6.
Second one is a -2. Oh, that was so close to exploding, but also a -2. So just 3 attacks that scratch and scrape you. You catch the bites. You are being hurt, but not enough to consider mechanical damage. That brings Gloria up. Gloria is going to take a shot at this thing right now. This is desperate. Gloria's going to spend a Benny and try again, because that was a 3. Oh, and that one is also a 3. She has 1 Benny left. Three threes in a row. The exact same rolls. A 3 on the D6 each time. A 1 on the... Oh, no. 2 of them were the same. But 3 for all tries. So, unfortunately, This shot also goes wide. That brings 9 up.
At this point in time, when 9 comes into the room, he just sees everything.
Since you left this room,
Mm-hmm.
it is a very different situation from when you left.
9 sees Brock on the ground, a bunch of blood underneath him.
Mm-hmm.
Karina still looks like she's been burned even more. Gloria looks a mess. Hawthorne is fighting with a wolf in an open door. He understands the assignment and just hauls ass at the other wolf to push it inside the hole.
All right. You go charging in, and you are trying to push it?
Push it or beat the shit out of it at this point.
Well,
but yeah,
you need to
push
tell
it.
me which or
Push
both.
it.
Because
Going
you can
in the
try
hole.
both.
Fuck that. Going in the hole.
Okay, so I'm going to let you know you are about 10 feet or so, which means that you would need to succeed with a raise here to get it in 1.
Now, would he get extra because I'm engaged with it at the same time? So there's
For
an ally
fighting,
thing?
you would.
Okay, but this is push.
Then no. You know what? No, fuck it. Big Hoss. Fuck it. I'm gonna run up and punch his shit because he's right there.
How many attacks?
Nah, just 1.
You'll get an extra +1 to it because of ganging up.
Sweet.
Ganging up.
So at this point in time, you just see 9 with the other wolf skull just dragging it by its spinal cord and running up just a little bit to engage in that shit. And we're going to do a fighting roll. 4 to hit.
+1.
5.
5, but its parry is a 6.
Cool. Benny.
Still get a +1.
Right. Well, fuck me. 3.
3.
Yep.
So you come in and you start scratching away at it, and the snarling wolf, you tear away at it. You tear flesh. You shred it down to its ribs, but it continues going. That is going to bring Karina up.
Alrighty. I think, given the fact that she has epically failed shooting twice, she's just gonna go ahead and try to shoot one more time, I guess.
Come on, let's fucking go. You only need to hit a 4. You have a -2 right now from your wounds.
I have a -3 because
-3 because of fatigue.
Yeah.
Penalties add up in this game, but if you explode one of these dice, you can do it.
Yeah, that's the only way.
One of them needs to explode.
One to be. No, a 0. Okay.
Spending a
I
Benny?
think I have no penny.
Describe, if you can paint me a cool enough picture in this moment of what's going on, I will give you a free Benny.
Okay. Having just watched 9 walk into the door carrying the head of one of these previously stuffed wolves, she's going to take a deep breath. Going to look over to Brock and try to shake that picture of Jace out of her mind.
It's gonna be alright.
And being unable to, she's going to close her eyes and just pull the trigger one more time.
Take a free reroll there, and also, after the fact, 9 for coming in with a friggin' wolf's head. That's a Benny for being cool.
Thanks.
Okay, that's just the 1. I'm just gonna turn the gun on myself and just end this.
Let's just
I don't think
end
you
it
can
right
still hit.
here. So, shot goes wide. Hawthorne, this is probably getting a little harrowing because you've had 2 shots go very near your head in the last 5 seconds. And a wolf is currently snarling at you. So I'm not sure which your biggest concern is, though. But Hawthorne, you are up.
I think everybody just needs to cool it in this tiny space with all these guns is all I'm just... Sing it!
Just a note, you will also get a +1 on your fighting, any fighting checks against this wolf because of 9 being there.
Okay, so then at the moment, I'm going to gang up with 9, and I'm going to ram it with my horns, but I will admit I'm sort of pushing it in the direction of the hole, but I know you wanting it more fighting than strength,
Well,
so...
You have choices here. You can. Remember, you get 3 actions, up to 3 actions, but there's penalties when you use multiple actions.
I already have a -1. I don't want more penalties.
You could, so if you only want to do one thing, you have to choose between pushing or goring with your horns.
Okay, we're gonna gore it. We're gonna gore it because I'm gonna get the +1 on it. No, I'm not gonna do multiple. You're not gonna make me put a negative on this situation. I'm going to ram it with my horns because I just saw 9, go after it, and people are shooting, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw weapons. It's time to take it to our horns and our nails, 9. And so I'm gonna ram it, and I'm gonna get that +1 because 9's got my back.
Yes, you do. So that will counter out the -1 from the wounds. So that's so that is a 5.
So yeah, 5.
A 5 will not. It has a 6 parry.
Fuck you.
Have any?
I'm gonna spend a Benny. I'm gonna spend my last Benny. I'm gonna spend my last Benny.
Come on.
We're gonna do it.
You guys got this. What is it?
Yes, that's an 11.
An 11, which, my friend, means not only did you hit with a raise.
It's fucking worth it.
So that means it is going to be your strength, which is a D8, plus a D6, plus another D6. Let's do it. Its toughness is 8. If you roll 12 or more damage, you kill it outright. It is a total of 10 damage. So, that isn't enough to immediately kill it, but it is shaken.
Yes.
And, that as you just continue to gore through it, shredding it away, pulling away skin and stuffing and whatever it was preserved with and whatever combination of biological mass is still in there now. That'll bring Brock up. Still passed out?
Might as well be.
What does Brock see in this near-death moment?
He sees a flurry of... What color were these wolves?
Kind of timber wolf, tannish.
He thinks he sees a flurry of what is sunset. He feels this warmth all over his body as this wolf is tearing at him, as his legs start to bleed or his groin starts to bleed. He feels what he thinks is a beach on his feet. And then he hears the wolf tearing at his friends. He hears someone hit the floor. He hears a couple gunshots. He's not sure from where. He hears what sounds like hawthorn. But he just embraces this sunset and the warmth of this beach.
Just this peaceful moment. At least you have that. Because in reality, what we see is this wolf continue to try to shred away at Hawthorne, missing both times, but continuing to attempt. We see as Brock is not actually on a beach, but is bleeding with Gloria, attempting to stop the bleeding, but just getting covered and covered in more blood, needing more time. Just more time. Just needs more time. And Gloria is while doing so, is going to attempt to shoot. gets a 9 on her shooting roll, so that is 2 explosions, which means this will be rolled with an extra d6 damage as this actually hits. So, the wolf is already shaken. Or I'm sorry, the wolf used a Benny to become unshaken. That's why it was attacking last turn. So, it again, if 12 damage total is done, killed outright. 2d4 plus 6. 6 damage, so even though it hits, it is not enough to pierce through and hit anything quote-unquote vital, but impacts into it. That is going to bring up 9.
9 has lost his shit at this point. Not out of fear or whatever. Just wants to kill this thing that is hurt. My friend, his eyes are blood red. You see nothing. The 9 that you saw moments before the fight started does not exist. This is a whole different beast. He is going to attack with his claws. The wolf.
How many?
1.
1 attack. All right, let's do it. Karina will be up next, and then Hawthorne.
God damn, bro.
A 2 on the fighting roll. Not
Roll
able
it.
to get through it.
Fuck it, burning it.
All right, let's do it. Come on.
Come on. 5.
5, its parry is a 6.
Well, I tried.
That's all right. Next up is Karina, as 9 is continuing. This is just a fierce fight between these 3 bestial-looking individuals. Well, 2 bestial-looking individuals. 1 beast, as there is just fur and hair and horn and claw and fang flying everywhere. Karina, you're up.
Okay, she's only got 1 bullet left in her gun. And she's going to stand up now because she's been crouching beside this hatch for the longest time. And she's going to use her crippled arm to kind of stable her shot and just try to take that one last shot.
All right. Come on. You know what?
I
I'm
think I
going
need-
to say, because you are using your last shot, and that is a classic horror trope, I'm going to give you a Benny ahead of time for using your final shot.
Oh, I don't even want to watch. Oh my god, yes! I got a 6.
A 6 hits.
Yeah.
Because it's a shooting roll. All you need is a 4. Didn't even need the Benny, but now that you have the Benny, just a reminder, you can use Bennies on damage.
Okay, good to know. I need to find my weapons again 1 second. I didn't expect to hit, to be honest. 2d6 plus 1? Oh, okay. My. That is only 6. But
7.
I'm going to spend the Benny. Oh,
7. Yeah, it's 7.
Okay, so that's 7. But that's not enough to kill him.
Its
is it?
toughness is 8.
Okay, so I'm going to spend the Benny and roll that again.
All right. Come on, explosion.
9.
9 is enough to get past its toughness and put it into shaken. So as you do this, you shoot into it, hitting it through the head. It barely has a skull anymore. And it is just, there's this horrible gurgling sound instead of growling. As it continues to try to shred at you all. But it's not doing great. And that will bring Hawthorne up.
So other people are engaged with this wolf, so I
Still
could
9. 9 is still engaged.
I could step away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can step away.
If I step away, what is the possibility of me being able to help Brock?
In this moment?
Yeah, like, can I heal him? I have natural healing, and then I have that other type of healing I need to look.
So natural healing is something that can just that happens to you over time.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's just like resting for days and letting your wounds heal. Unfortunately, in this moment, Brock would need longer term medical care. Things like I said, the healing check takes 10 minutes, or magical healing, or powers healing, which only Brock has. Brock
Okay.
can use it on Brock's self, but Brock is also currently out of power points.
Golly jeepers. Okay, so I guess I'm not stepping away because the only thing I can do is this situation. I'm gonna take out my billy club and I'm gonna try and punt this thing over to the door.
I'm gonna try to. Okay. So are you trying to push? Are you trying to push?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no?
I retract. My horns are the strongest thing. We're gonna stick with my freaking horns. I'm
How many
gonna ram it
attacks?
again. We're gonna do one. I'm gonna ram it into the direction of the thing, but I'm gonna do fighting, not
Okay.
push.
Let's go.
Fuck.
As the battle of Horn and Fang, well, I guess not Fang anymore, Horn and Claw continues. A
got a
6 will
six.
hit its parry.
Fuck you. Going to gear.
So now, because you've hit it, if you deal 8 damage, since it's already shaken, it dies.
Give me 8. Did it! It did it!
8 exactly. So Hawthorne, please,
Yes!
how do you shred this final wolf?
So 9 has already been getting it nice and good, so it's kind of like falling apart at the edges and kind of fringing. And so whenever I come and I clip it on one side and I clip it on the other. So whenever I pull, it bends in half, and then I just start shaking my head, and the whole thing starts falling apart all around me. And as it falls apart and it drops, it looks like a big horror scene that I've just taken out this nasty person. And I look over. And I look down and I vomit a little bit because it's really disgusting.
What we
9 will-
see... Oh, please go ahead.
9 is just gonna instinctively just push his foot, the viscera, over the fucking vomit.
He's just watching you, man. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
The scene that we see in this room is one of broken glass and splinters and blood and gore and viscera. One of these large wolves tossed down the trapdoor. 2 others ripped apart, shredded. Brock, every one of you, bloody, bleeding, injured in some way. So in this moment, the camera passes over each one of you, as for a second, it is again quiet, aside from the sound of rain and wind from outside, and the heavy breathing of each one of you. Some of you more labored than others. So as the camera swings around one by one, what do we see of each of you? Let's start with Gloria, because Gloria we see still bent over and beginning to make an actual some healing checks for Brock. So just grabbing bits of cloth, scraps of what she was wearing, anything that's been torn off, blankets, anything she can find to try to make makeshift bandages right now. I think if they have towels or anything anyone can find, that would be really helpful. He is bleeding a lot.
Hawthorne starts to just take off his shirt and just hands it over, just like Nine. We both instinctually just start taking off our shirt and hand it over to her.
Just starts ripping pieces to make wrappings, begins pushing others, and if you're just gonna stand there, come and hold this here.
Brock, he can feel as the waves start to rock him from side to side, and he opens his eyes, can feel what his friends are doing for him, but only stares at the ceiling and does not move.
Brock, snap out of it. Come on, man.
Hey, bud, you're gonna be okay, all right? Look, hey, what did I say before all this happened? You're an ace, man. You gotta come back. The deck is not as strong without an ace, okay? We gotta have a full hand, okay? Come on,
Remember
bud.
the song, Brock. Remember what I sang to you. The kids went through such struggles. Come back to us.
He's going to if she hadn't laughed, it wouldn't have. Okay. He's going to, as he's staring at the ceiling, he's going to loll his head to the side and narrow his gaze on Hawthorne and Nine. I just need time. And his tears just start to fall as his body starts to realign with this reality. No beach at all. And he starts to convulse and shake. Time.
I think the second the shot left her hand, she's just going to let the gun fall from her hand and then just fall to her knee, exhausted, crying, shaking. But she cannot tear her eyes away from Brock's face.
As we see this, as Brock starts to shake, Gloria getting help from a few of you, it's right then that you all hear a voice in your head. I am not so bored anymore. Thank you. As you all exchange glances, having heard this voice in this bloody, shredded, torn room. And we'll pick up there next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of The City of the Crimson Tower. Gloria was played by Anna Margaret, Karina by Maddie, Nine by Mav, Hawthorne by Sally, and Brock by Lauren. Your narrator was Ethan.